Hey everyone, welcome back. In case you're just joining us, today is going to be the second of 3 poses that will be working to prepare us for a full flow that incorporates all of them at the end of the month. And today's pose is Garland Pose or Malasana or Hindi squat or a squat, just depending on where you practice, how you've heard it. I've heard a million different ways that this is called, so we're going to be dedicating this class to that. This one I think tends to be done, I'll say incorrectly, but I say that loosely, mainly because if you're very inflexible, if you have real tight hamstrings, tight hips, tight calves and ankles, this one can be really awkward and uncomfortable. So join me standing and we'll go ahead and prepare to get into this one. So to start, you'd want the feet to be pretty wide. I would say maybe a little bit wider than the shoulders, about as wide as your mat, but of course if you're much taller, the feet will be wider. If you're very short, then the feet will be a little bit more narrow. So make sure the toes face the diagonal, and you'd bend the knees so that the knees track over the toes, and you'd sit down. So this is just how we're starting. Already, if you notice that maybe your heels pop up and you can't get your heels to come down, it's probably just that either the Achilles tendon is really tight and restricted, maybe the calves are tight. It just depends, but either way, if the heels are pretty high up off the floor, you can always roll up a towel or roll up the end of your yoga mat and just kind of slide them under your heels so that you have some support and you can relax there. If the heels are down, make sure that the hips stay heavy and you lift the chest up and away from the lower half of the body. So you want to avoid crouching down. I don't think it would really hurt you per se, but you're not getting as much out of the pose as you could. So keep the length in the back, keep the hips heavy, and already just with that motion, notice how much the core has to activate to keep you stable and just maintain that shape, right? So you're already getting some work. Once you've got the spine nice and long, you're going to bring the elbows to the insides of the thighs, like the insides of the knees, and just gently press the hips open. So it's not a dramatic push back. It's just a little bit to prevent the knees from dipping in. And I see this a lot with women who are real flexible. I'll turn forward so you can see. This right here might feel really easy for you. You might not even know that you're doing it, but you roll to the inner parts of the feet and the knees dip in. It's not going to do you any favors. It's not great for the knees and it's not great for the ankles. So make sure that you engage the outer hips to pull the hips open and the knees track directly over the toes always. You can bring the hands to the heart center, just kind of plug the thumbs in toward the chest, lift through the crown of the head, and you have your squat, Malasana, or Garland Pose, or any number of names that we've heard for it. So we'll come into it one more time from standing, just so we can do it fluidly all at once. Toes are turned out. Take the feet as wide as you comfortably want them, and then bend the knees, sit nice and low. And once you get down, you might find that you have to adjust the feet a little bit. Totally fine. Engage the outer hips, bring the hands to the heart center, lift through the crown of the head. And you can hold this one for as long as you like. It's really great for the hips. It's good for the core. It's like a subtle core work. And it can be pretty restorative too. And to come out, just kind of plant the hands. If you were going to flow, you could stand back up or sit down in our case. But that is Garland Pose / Malasana. So have a great rest of your day. I'll see you back here next time. Namaste.